When you see Tom Cruise, what comes to mind? A movie star, a father, a businessman? All of those things are true, but none of them capture the side of Tom that has dominated headlines for more than 30 years, his unwavering devotion to Scientology. This part of his life has influenced his relationships, his career, and his choices in ways that continue to define him today. For Tom, being a Scientologist is not just a label, it's a privilege earned through dedication. Being a Scientologist, he has said, means you look at someone and know you can help them. That's what drives me. Over the years, Tom has become one of the most visible symbols of Scientology, a religion shrouded in mystery and controversy. Some see him as a loyal advocate, others view him as a figurehead for a far darker agenda. One thing is clear, Tom is a true believer. But how did a Hollywood superstar become so deeply entwined with a religion often described as a cult? What has he sacrificed for this devotion? Tom's journey began in the early 1980s, when he moved to New York to pursue acting. He took minor roles on television before landing his first film, Endless Love, in 1981. 2 years later, he earned his breakout role in Risky Business, portraying a high school student who turns his parents' house into a brothel. The film combined the coming-of-age story with provocative, adult themes and established him as a rising star. His defining moment came in 1986 with Top Gun, which became a cultural phenomenon. Its aerial stunts, iconic soundtrack, and Tom's magnetic performance propelled him to superstardom, turning him from a promising actor into a Hollywood icon. Top Gun even led to a surge in young male recruitment to the U.S. Navy, proving its massive cultural impact. But 1986 was transformative in more ways than one. At a dinner party, Tom met Mimi Rogers. While their accounts of that meeting differ, Tom claims she was dating a friend, Mimi remembers meeting through mutual acquaintances. They began dating later that year. Mimi came from a family deeply connected to Scientology, and she herself was a committed practitioner. It is widely believed that she introduced Tom to the church at a time when he was searching for direction in his life. Tom's childhood had left him uniquely vulnerable to such influence. His family moved constantly across the US and Canada due to his father's work, forcing him to attend 15 different schools in 14 years. He struggled with dyslexia, which made reading difficult and left him feeling frustrated and inadequate. His father was abusive and unpredictable, and when he abandoned the family when Tom was 12, the emotional scars were deep. Seeking stability, structure, and control, Tom found what he was looking for in Scientology. The church offered community, hierarchy, and a system to confront trauma, including methods like auditing, which promised to heal past wounds and help him overcome dyslexia. Tom joined, and never looked back. Founded in the 1950s by L. Ron Hubbard, Scientology combines elements of self-help, pseudoscience, and science fiction. Hubbard proposed that the human mind has two components, the rational analytical mind, and the reactive mind, which stores past traumas called engrams. These engrams, Hubbard claimed, are the root of suffering and limit human potential. The solution, according to Scientology, is auditing, a form of spiritual counseling using the E-meter, a device that measures electrical resistance in the skin to detect spiritual distress. Participants confront memories of trauma in an attempt to free themselves from negative influences. The church also teaches that humans are immortal spiritual beings called thetans, temporarily trapped in human bodies, and the ultimate goal is to reach, clear, and progress to higher spiritual levels called operating thetan levels, where members learn secret teachings about galactic history, including the story of Xenu and ancient intergalactic conflicts. For someone like Tom, who struggled with dyslexia and childhood trauma, these ideas were compelling. Scientology promised a path to personal empowerment, stability, and a clear framework to overcome life's challenges. Members progressed through expensive courses and auditing sessions along the bridge to total freedom. Some joined the Sea Organization, Sea Org, an elite, paramilitary group that pledges service for 1 billion years, symbolically reflecting the Church's beliefs in reincarnation and immortality. Sea Org members live communally, work 16 to 18 hours a day for minimal pay, and are subject to strict rules, including restrictions on dating, marriage, and children. Punishments for rule-breaking can include forced labor, isolation, and intense auditing. Tom quickly became one of Scientology's most valued members. His fame made him the crown jewel, attracting attention and giving the church visibility. Under the leadership of David Miscavige, who became church leader in 1986 after Hubbard's death, Tom received special treatment. Sea Org members managed nearly every aspect of his life, from renovating his homes to detailing his cars, making him feel like a king. Miscavige valued Tom not just for his belief, but for the influence his fame could bring to the church. Yet the privileges Tom received contrasted sharply with the treatment of other members, many of whom endured abuse, intimidation, and imprisonment in secretive compounds like the Hole, where high-ranking officials were confined and subjected to humiliation and forced confessions. Miscavige ruled through fear, intimidation, and control, demanding absolute obedience. While Tom thrived under this support, his personal life suffered. His marriage to Mimi Rogers ended, and his relationship with Nicole Kidman became fraught. Nicole never fully embraced Scientology, which created tension as she sought independence from the church's influence, especially regarding their children, Isabella and Connor. By 2001, Tom recommitted fully to Scientology following their divorce, while Nicole was labeled a suppressive person, effectively cutting her off from their children. In 2005, Tom's relationship with Katie Holmes brought similar struggles. Under constant church surveillance, Katie eventually recognized the risks to herself and their daughter, Suri. Using careful planning and legal counsel, she obtained full custody, removed Suri from the church's influence, and distanced herself from Scientology. Once again, Tom lost a partner to the demands of the religion, and this time, a child. Despite his fame, fortune, and success, Tom's devotion to Scientology has come at immense personal cost. His marriages ended, his children were alienated from their mothers, and he repeatedly sacrificed intimate relationships for the church. Publicly, he has become a fervent defender of Scientology, often espousing its teachings on live television and denouncing psychiatry as pseudoscience. Through all of this, Tom Cruise remains one of the most recognizable movie stars on the planet. He continues performing death-defying stunts, appearing in blockbuster films, and captivating audiences worldwide. Yet behind the fame and charm, there is a man who has dedicated decades to an organization described by former members as controlling, abusive, and manipulative. The boy who once feared his father's temper now serves alongside a leader accused of similar cruelty. The man who longed for stability now embraces a system that dominates his life, calling it freedom. When you look at Tom Cruise today, beyond the celebrity and daredevil, what you see is a man who has traded one form of control for another, and believes it is liberation.